Yo, what up, man? It's your boy Scott ATL.
Time of this man, it's one DJ out of the season.
Whoa, what it do, man? It's the original Hot Boy Young Turk.
So with it, man, it's your boy Goonside, Pablo out of Goonside, Oak Cliff, America.
Make sure you keep it locked, man.
Y'all stay tuned in.
You already know, man. Y'all need to make sure y'all tune in.
And you're rocking with Hanzdown.
The homie Hanzdown and Hanzdown Radio.
Let's go, man. Run that bag up.
Oh, yeah, we back live again. Shout out to Chucky Trio for coming through earlier. He had to get up out of here and do sound check. But we got another hot artist out of Houston, right? Houston has been representing on Hanzdown Radio as of lately, man. But I got my man Buddie out of Houston. He's going to be performing live along with Chucky Trio and opening up for Bun B down at Trees venue tonight. The doors open at what time?
I believe 7:30.
7:30.
Yeah.
But, you know, y'all Hollywood now. Y'all only going on to every...
Nah, ain't Hollywood at all. We ain't made it yet.
You ain't made it yet. Well, and you kind of have to have that attitude that you already made it, but keep it humble all at the same time.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so because won't nobody know that you're an artist. So he got an album that this came out, right?
Sure.
Based on true events.
Yep.
All right. So based on true events, you took a different approach versus saying based on the true story and things like that. What made you change the wording from stories to events?
Just that it's real events that I've seen, you know, and it was actually supposed to be Row based on true events, but there was like some type of problem with
the wording.
With me uploading Row as a name. It was just a whole bunch of other stuff with the publishing company or whatever.
Right.
But, based on true events it's just that. It ain't a story, it ain't nothing. It's events that I'm actually seeing like over and over.
Man, you look kind of young. You look like I can be your dad or something. Hey, how old are you?
I'm 22.
I knew it. My son.
Wow, 22?
Yeah.
I thought you was about my age. I
Yeah,
no,
22.
well, slow down. Look, she a cougar.
You know what? Shut up.
Miss April Lord is a cougar. Did you see her dress today?
Don't get me caught up.
See? Trying to get that man in trouble.
No, I ain't getting in trouble. But being 22, being in the entertainment business, in the rap business, you know, that's usually like 16. The ages is like usually start off like 13, 14, 15, 16. Then you get to 22, then like you get to 25, like you are OG that y'all consider, but you still a baby in my eyesight. How do you feel opening up for a trio OG such as Bun B?
That's a pleasure every time. It's a pleasure and a privilege. I'm definitely grateful.
Right.
That's the OG for real. Everything about him says OG. The way he receives the younger guys and everything.
Correct. Facts. So being from Houston, man, I've interviewed Chucky Trill, I've interviewed Propane, I've interviewed DJ XO, I've interviewed Crunwell. Houston is a hotbed for music right now. How do you separate yourself from everybody else? Because I listened to one of your songs. I don't remember exactly what it was before you got here, man. And you was spitting, and you was long-winded on it too, man. How do you separate yourself from the normal Houston sound? Because you got major artists like Travis Scott, who is I would have never thought that he was from Houston. He's kind of weird at first in the beginning. So how do you put yourself in like different from like the because you all with the swanger sound and everything like that.
Right.
You think I knew that, did you?
No. I mean, it's Dallas,
Right.
It's right there. So it's just doing you. I feel like it's just me doing me. I have the element of, I do like, our culture. I come from it.
Okay.
But I grew up listening to DMX, and I grew up listening to a lot of up north and west coast music, Tupac and Dog Pound, and then Scarface, and so I was always listening to lyric driven music.
Right, facts. Especially when you say Face, that's my favorite all time artist for consistencies of albums and things like that.
For sure.
So now you have artists like I said, Travis Scott. How do you view him versus an artist like I don't know, that's just doing the regular, like the swanger music, the normal sound from.
I mean, you know, everybody got their own thing going. It's all about where you envision yourself. I definitely rock with Travis. Just seeing him, and he just sold like Madison Square Garden. That's unheard of. And he from a couple minutes from where I stay.
Where you, Fifth Ward, Third Ward?
Nah, it's Mo City.
Mo City?
Yeah.
Okay.
He stayed kind of like deeper into Mo City, and I kind of stay like closer to Houston.
Real Houston.
Yeah.
So he's like Dallas has Dallas, and then it has the Metroplex, like Louisville, McKinney, Allen, those different type of areas. And then you have Dallas like Oak Cliff, Lancaster, DeSoto, areas like that.
Yeah.
I just learned about that. I'm not originally from Dallas. I'm from St. Louis.
Oh, for real?
Hey,
Yeah.
St. Louis
Oh, yeah,
in the
Midwest.
building.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so this
What's
is
up?
this is what I learned. Like they was like, nah, that ain't Dallas. That's the Metroplex.
Yeah, but where I'm from, well, really, honestly, me growing up, I seen a lot change. Cause at first they really didn't say Mo City was like part of Houston,
Right.
but like due to certain things that was happening that I just won't speak on, they just kind of gradually like, all right, yeah,
Kind of like Katy and all them different areas.
Nah,
around
it's
it.
nothing like Katy.
Okay.
But a part of Mo City is like Katy.
Okay.
But a big part of Mo City is just like Houston. It's like where I'm from, we get HPD. You know what I mean? So it's still really Houston. It's just not Harris County.
Okay.
It's Fort Bend County, but it's Houston, like Houston. How to explain it, man? It's just it's weird how it's set up. If you look on the little county chart,
Right.
it's a part of Houston, but it's Fort Bend County, which is Mo City, Rosenberg, all pretty much like rich parts.
Dope. Okay. So being a younger artist, I know definitely you probably listen to other artists like Migos, Lil Yachty's, and the list goes on and on and on. Do you find yourself being inspired by them a little bit now that you're in the industry? Like, I kind of like you do have your own sound, right? But do you borrow or kind of look at what they got going on and add it to your sound? Because everything that everybody's doing is borrowed from somewhere, and then you just put your own twist on it.
If anything, it would be from like older people. Like I don't purposely not listen to like newer music. Like if it come on in the right venue, I definitely vibe to it. But if you catch me like driving or in the car or something, and I'm mostly probably jamming Outkast or something from the 90s. So I like Southern music, I like stuff with little kick in it,
Right.
But I don't find myself borrowing from artists in this generation. I don't think. If I do, it might be, you know what I'm saying, something I'm picking up subconsciously, but nah.
How long have you been doing music?
That's the $1 million question right there.
Wow.
I could tell you the very first song I ever recorded, I was 11 years old.
Wow.
That's my very first song I recorded. So on and off from 11 to about 16, I started getting real serious about it.
Mm-hmm. What made you become serious, and how did you hook up with Bonafide? Like, dude serious about his business. He don't look like he pick up no slouch artist. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be on your shit to have Bonafide to manage you.
Oh yeah, I just believe in hip hop. I believe in going against the grain of hip hop. And me being able to get certain things off my chest that I couldn't do otherwise. Like I played basketball in high school and stuff. Like that's the typical dream. Play basketball or rap. There's certain things I couldn't get off my chest hooping that I can
With
like
music.
rapping, you know. So that's the one thing that made me start taking it serious. You know, I think it just really all came over me at one time. I also had heard Friday Night Lights in like 2010. I was like a freshman in high school. Friday Night Lights by J. Cole. And I was like, yeah, this it.
This it?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this it. I'm probably going to be doing this. You know what I mean? And his story kind of correlated with mine so much, I felt at the time, with me hooping, you know, and him hooping and me rapping and being from the hood and seeing this and that.
I get it. I get the correlation to it.
For sure.
It's funny that you just said something about J. Cole, because while you were talking, I was going to ask you, would you, I ain't going to say compare yourself, but would you say you put yourself in the mind frame of J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, because you stated that you can express yourself doing music, basically going against the grain. That's kind of what J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar do. They like some real lyricists. Would you consider yourself like a real lyricist that spit real lyrics and not so much of the typical street stuff?
I'm definitely a lyricist, and I definitely go against the grain. I don't mind when other people compare me, but you don't.
Comparing yourself is kind of like a double-edged sword.
Right. You know, I don't like to compare myself. It's only one Kendrick. It's only one J. Cole. It's only one Buddie Rowe, and everybody got their respective stories.
Facts. Hey, I like how you said there's only one Buddie Rowe. I get it. I definitely get it.
For sure.
So with this release based on true events, how has the reception of the world been? Like, where have you been physically and digitally so far, to where people are receptive to your music?
Honestly, like with my last project that I dropped, I used to check like the stats and stuff, you know, and all that. When I dropped this, I kind of was in a different point in my life where I was like, that don't matter. You know what I mean? It more so matter where we, as far as progression, where we as far as, you know, happiness doing this, and, you know, in real life, because you could have all of the online stuff and all the stuff to show out, but you ain't doing nothing in real life. So, you know, I digitally, I don't check that. Physically, the response I've been getting is been very good. It's been, people been receiving it, and when people talk to me, I know they're listening, because they come to me with details like, I like the way you did this, and this mean that, and that mean that. And I'm like, damn, y'all really, you know, y'all taking this in.
Yeah. Well, as a DJ, you know, we be kind of shallow. Well, me, I'm not going to say everybody, but you be kind of shallow. You don't really get the music until after you listen at least 5 times.
For sure.
Kind of like the new Meek Mill's album, the Jay-Z verse. Like,
yeah.
Like, you got to rewind it and you got to listen to his whole, like, I think he did like 64 bars on that mug.
Did something.
But it was definitely dope, man. It was definitely dope. So getting back to being mentor, if Bun B wasn't in your corner, who would you pick to be in your corner and kind of like be able to go to as far as OG is concerned?
Hove, no question.
Why
Jay-Z. It's Hove, man. That man finna own the world in a couple years. That man, hey, you can't go wrong with Jay-Z, you know?
I ain't gonna say own the world, but he's up there. He's up there. Because the reason why I say own the world, that puts you in a demigod type of
well, yeah,
status.
I mean,
and I don't like worshiping demigods. Like, I give people their props. So
sure.
that's why I just like, okay, that's why I kind of be like reluctant. But he do make major moves. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you saying. Just a little figure of speech, but he just his knowledge of the game on so many levels, and how he still keep it hip hop. Someone in his position don't have to keep it all the way, you know, street with you, or all the way. You know, he don't gotta mess with Meeks. He don't have to mess with people like J. Cole.
Right.
He could be messing with pop stars and all that, but he don't.
But he don't. Right.
So that's why I would say
either his wife or the streets.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's the young guys on the come up that got something to say, because the power is in the youth. You know, the power in the youth, because Jay-Z don't know what's going on in the street right now.
Not
Like,
at all.
he probably know verbatim or somebody, you know what I'm saying, but he don't
Facts.
know it. The streets is different from when he was in it. So
Facts.
the
It was
people,
a code.
it's not for sure. Yeah, I get it.
I think that the code of the streets is, you know what I'm saying, it is just what it is. I don't think that that even with my son, and he's not a street guy, but a lot of younger fellas feel like they know the game and they got it going, and they make a lot of money. Don't get it wrong, but there's a certain code, there's certain lines that you don't cross when it comes to streets. And I'm not a street knowledgeist or anything like that. I just know as a man, I see this young man, even though you're at the age that you're at, I still have to respect you as a man in order for me to get that respect from you, so we can relate, because you have something that I don't have, but I have something that you don't have. So we need each other more so than in speaking. I think that a lot of older artists, they have to understand that the younger youth needs them, especially the older ones. And Bun talks about this all the time. And I don't know why I'm like steady referencing him. I know you know got a show with him and everything, but I watch a lot of interviews with him. And that was one of the things that he was talking about, is that the OGs don't reach down and, you know what I'm saying, and grab the younger artists and pull them up and, you know what I'm saying, and help them. So I know what you're saying, but I liked the fact you was like, yeah, you right. Yeah, you right.
Yeah, because certain stuff, you know.
Right.
Well,
I got to leave it where it's at.
since working with him, like, how has that changed your life?
Working with
OMB.
Well, honestly, tell you the truth, I haven't had the chance to just work with him.
But you got some advice from him.
Just being around him,
Right.
you know, seeing how we do things is more so what I take from him, because I'm a good visual learner. So just the way that he's always present, on time, prompt, you know, he about his business, then he go. You know what I'm saying? He always gone. So he always just drop little words like keep going. But I'm not sure if we had a conversation longer than 2 minutes yet.
It's all business.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? That's still learning from him at the same time, because it's like, okay, I see how he move. You know what I'm saying? Incorporate that in my stuff, because if you got enough time to just be sitting there talking to anybody, you know what I mean? Then what you doing? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Got to be something that's worth your while.
So based on true events, where can we find it at?
It's everywhere, man. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, Tidal. Anywhere you want it, you know, you can find it digitally.
Tidal.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the first artist that I met that's got their music on Tidal.
Oh, Tidal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Sure.
That's dope. So pull up to Trees. We down in Deep Ellum tonight. I'll be pulling up. So with you all, the Hanzdown radio crew will definitely be in the building, man.
We're gonna turn up.
So what should we expect? I heard you say you're gonna be like a rock star.
It's gonna be a party. We're gonna get a bunch of different things though. I like to take my performances a little step further than just a performance and make it an experience, you know. I like to have intimate parts. I like to have, you know, party parts, and I just like to tell stories too. So,
right, facts. Well, we at Trees down in Dallas. Make sure you pull up. We got my man Buddie Rowe, Chucky Trill, and the Trill OG Bun B in the building tonight.
Yes,
so make sure that you pull up tonight. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Yes, sir. Everything Buddie Rowe 7100. That's BUDDIEROE 7100.
It's DJ Hanzdown with Mr. Lord. Buddie Rowe, man. Appreciate you. I'll see you tonight, man.
For sure.
It's DJ Hanzdown Radio. We'll see you tonight. We at Trees tonight. We got Buddie Rowe, Chucky Trill, Bun B. We in the building. All right, y'all. Salute. Peace.